Hi everyone, and welcome back. And I thought I'd share with you some things that I'm working on. And once again, yes, I'm using recycled paper towel rolls or toilet paper rolls. These days, right now here, we can't get to any stores. Everything's is closed, so we're recycling. So this is what I'm doing. So I've been working on these cute little embellishments to hang from a junk journal or from a card. There's another one. And so simple. There's another one. So I'm going to show you how I do that. To get started, you need a tube, glue, maybe a little bit of more, I use glossy accents sometimes that really sticks things, scissors, some kind of distress ink. So let's get started. First, with your tube, I'm just going to very simply cut it. Down the center, and you can mist it and iron it if you want. But I find as I work with it, it becomes just a little bit more pliable. Now what I'm going to do is use it, and I'm going to cut a square. It's been pretty dark outside the last while. It's so rainy. All right, so there's your square. You don't have to be perfect, okay? My style is very vintage distressed, so if you like things a little bit more perfect, then you can square that off pretty good. So we're doing that now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to distress the edges. Vintage style is always distressing. It just adds that extra touch to your journals or your cards. All right, so there's your square. Now we're going to start layering. Okay, so we're going to start building. And I've got this, now I'm trying to use it with scraps. And I'm just going to rip this to the size that I want. A little bit smaller. You could use anything, any designer paper. Okay, now with this, I'm going to, before I glue it on, I'm going to distress the edges. I do everything I can to keep busy. I'm not seeing the grandkids the same way. And I don't know about you guys, but when you do FaceTime, they're not always in the mood for that. So that makes it difficult. So I'm spending a lot of time doing, well, the things I love that keeps me busy. All right, so there we are. And I'm just going to glue this down. You could use a glue gun if you wanted. Use your favorite glue. Glue that down like that. All right, now we're going to set that aside for now. Now what I'm going to use, again, I'm recycling, and I have this piece of cardboard or from a box that I saved, and I'm just going to rip it, and I'm going to just separate it, and it becomes this corrugated kind of paper, which I love. You can just kind of soften it up a bit, squish it if you want. And what I'm going to do with it, just gives a different layering to that. I'm going to rip it again. Now the sky's the limit with any of this stuff because we're just using what we have. You can, if you wanted, get some cheesecloth. I really love tea dyeing or coffee dyeing my any kind of paper, coffee filters or whatever. Now if you wanted, you could put a layer of cheesecloth on the bottom there first. If you want, that would give a different layer. Let's try doing that, okay? Let's see, because you can do, the sky's the limit of whatever you got kicking around. And you don't want to, you know, the fluff that sticks to your socks. This cheesecloth sometimes sticks to my socks, and I'll find pieces in the bathroom, in the bed when I change the sheets. But I don't want to throw it out, so I grab it and bring it back here. Now this piece of paper, this corrugated paper that we ripped, again, I'm going to distress it really good. You gotta laugh. Huh? I don't know about you. It's just my husband and I here. And I'm telling you, sometimes we drive each other crazy as much as we love each other. And we laugh over the silliest things. So that's good. Okay, so there we go. I'm gonna put that, maybe I'm gonna layer it like that. I want that cheesecloth to show, and I want a little bit of that writing to show. So I'm going to glue that down. All right, there, that's that. Okay, so the next step, and I'm going to show you as we go on. So this is, we're going to kind of repeat this one. Okay, so I'm going to put another little, I use whatever I have around. I had some of these stickers that I saw a while ago at Dollarama. Grabbed these because I just thought they were so pretty. And let's use this one. What's good about these stickers is they're already have that foam backing for the 3D effect and glittery. If you only had regular stickers, use them. Just put your foam pieces on the back to raise it up so it looks 3D, and get your stickles to shine it up. But this is pretty good. This is pretty cheap. So I'm going to I got to think about this a little bit, how I'm going to layer it. I love anything vintage, Victorian. I like lace, the cheesecloth. So, you know what? I think I'm going to, you could also, if you wanted, add some of that there. It's whatever you would like to do. So I think I am, now do I want to, this is where, you know what? When I'm up here, I can play. I love playing. Maybe a little bit there. There. Let's do that. Whatever you make, it will be beautiful and it'll be one of a kind. There. Okay. And let's add a little bit. You could have lace there. You could have a corner of lace. I think I'm going to cut it down and have a little piece of lace. And I want to see maybe just poking up there, a corner of it, maybe like that. Let's do that. So glue it down. You can't really make any mistakes. I'm going to let this one, I'm doing this one a bit, I'm going to let my flower hang down a little bit. I think that might look good. So if I'm going to let it hang down, maybe I should just distress this part that might hang down, just in case some of it shows. Yeah, that's good. All right. So I'm going to let that hang down just a little bit. If you've got fabric glue, use that. I wouldn't suggest maybe even this glue is a little bit tackier. So I'm going to put that there. Now you might think this needs a little bit more extra. What I would do is just distress it a little bit more. I could add a little bit more cheesecloth there, or I could put my lace there. I could use, let's see what I have here. You could use a flower punch, but I think I'm going to do something different there. I think, let me think, this is the way my brain, I'll have a little scrap piece of, paper doily that I wonder if I could scrunch it up, make a little kind of like a, yep, that might work. Let's try it. I'm going to glue it down. This is just paper. I'm going to put that there. This is just paper. So if you don't like it after, there. Now what I'm going to do, we all have these little pearls, and let's see if I've got enough of the tiny ones. Yep, I do. I'm gonna put one in the center. This glue here is so good and it dries clear. And I'm gonna stick that there. Get that dry. Now, I'm going to add, if you notice, I added some words. So let's see, let's just do I'm not too much of a computer whiz, but I can go on Word, and I just type out the words I want, what font, and I'm able to print that off. Okay, so there's, oops, guess I better make that a little bit more. Let's just distress that a little bit. And let's put that there. What do you think? Now that's still drying, but I will, because I'm showing you. With my crocodile, I'm just going to punch a hole there. And then what I did is I just attached one of those bulb clips to the end, and that becomes your little embellishment or a dangly thing for your journals, or like I said, from a card. This one here is a tag. Let me see if I can show you one of these tags that I have. Or you could use a stamp. Now this is a digital. You could, I just use my scissors, stamp, pinking shears to make that. So here, do you want to do one more? Let's do one more. Let's move this out of the way, because this works up pretty quick. Cut your, and don't forget, you can do whatever size you want. Yep, that might be good. Let's distress. Sometimes we just overthink everything, and it doesn't end up being fun. Let me see. I had some other paper here, but you know, since this is here, we'll see if I can use up some scraps. I just put any little pieces that I have, just distress it. There's a little corner, I'm gonna use that. Oop, there's another little piece of something that was laying around. Just distress it, and then start building. So the middle you won't see too much, so I'm going to maybe put that there. Let's just glue it down. And I like that. I love the torn edge. Glue it. And it doesn't matter if it overlaps. Glue that down. And maybe I'm going to put that on the corner. When something so simple turns out so beautiful, it's so tempting, isn't it, just to come up here all the time. Here, I've got a page here. Another little piece of paper here. Just when you distress things with different patterns and that, it just and layer them. It just blends. Now, if you wanted it more sleek, you could cut this and not have it so random, but you know what? This is what I like. So you do what you like, right? And not feel guilty. We're all different, thank goodness. Thank the Lord he made us all different. Okay, I'm going to put that sort of, not that it's going to show, but I'm going to let that, there. Okay, so now I need my corrugated paper. I just think the corrugated paper gives it a different dimension that I like. I'm going to rip that. My grandkids love this. So when I give them the freedom to rip things up here, well, and you know what? We let the grandkids do a lot more these days, don't we? Poor little guys. I sure miss them. All right, so there's my paper. Now, I'm going to sort of fit this on there. What am I going to do? Let's also layer this. What do you think? Can we do that? Like I said, we can do anything. Yep, this is what I'm going to do. Watch. This is me. This is me. So you're working along with me as I create. This is Bonnie. It's like a scientist that goes nuts in a lab. Yeah, I'm gonna try. Yes, I am. I'm gonna glue this like that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to use, well, I don't know. Do you know what I was fixing my sewing machine today. So let's try that. And I was using this as or the white. I think the black, I kind of like it. Okay, let's glue it down. And, oops, there's a piece of cheesecloth. I'm going to put that on the corner. I hope you got coffee with you. Do you know what this is for me? Sometimes this is the best way to go on a diet because I get caught up here. Okay, so now let's distress the edges. Sometimes I find it just easier to get in there. Okay. I kind of like that. So I don't have to really raise it up with pop. Maybe I do. Let's try it. here. And I'm recycling. I'm just using little bits. Waste not, want not. My mom would be so proud. So I'm going to, and I'm going to just glue it a bit more here. Stick it on the corner. Just raise it up a little bit. Okay. What do you think? I have some ink, gold ink. And sometimes what I will do, let me see if I've got a little lid. Let's see what I've got. Maybe I don't. You never know. Let's try it. Let's try this. So I'm going to make sure that I have a little bit of ink in the lid. I'm going to try this end. And then I have these little embellishments that I don't know, I got them at the dollar store. No, I didn't. Value Village, a bag of them. You'll see me using a lot of them. There. And then a word. Let's do, and if you print up these, a whole page of with the favorite words that you like, then I just keep them in my drawer here and I pull them out and decide what. Let's, of course, distress the edges. And what do you think? Over to the side there. Decisions. I think I'm just gonna put it there. Love. And I don't know if you can see that, this little stamp that I use says time for tea. So wouldn't that be cute to put that on the outside of a little bag that you made for somebody as a gift with some tea bags, and just to share a little bit of love. Okay, now it's wet still, but I will do it. I'm gonna put a hole there. Let's see. So even if you have like the material that I use, that you're practicing your stitches, the tension on my sewing machine was all out of whack. So I was using that. So why throw it out? So there. And then very carefully, because it's wet, Just gonna feed this on there. You can put a little bead. There. What do you think of that? So you just saw my brain go to work a little bit. And we made this one, this one, this I was going to show you. I had like a tag. It was a tag that I can't find it right now. And you buy it in a package, and I just squared it off. Here, I just right here, just cut the top of the tag off and used that. That's ready for another one. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you give it a try. And you know, most of all, I hope you have fun. That's what it's all about. Put your mind to something that takes your mind off some of the misery of the world, because we got so much to be thankful for. I'm blessed. I can hide away up here. I can share my joys with you. And you know what? That gives me pure happiness. So God bless. And till we meet again, who knows what I'm doing next? Baking or decorating. I'm always busy. So I will see you again. Take care.